I couldn't compress the ball until I did these drills. 20 minutes later, and I'm a world beater in terms of compression. Ball and turf every time, flighted shots, and unbelievable results in terms of increasing distance and feels. You have to try these drills. I guarantee they'll give you a different feel at impact. When I'm talking compression, what I'm really talking about is basically delivering a club that has less loft at impact at a slight downward angle of approach. We're talking spin loft. So spin loft is essentially the difference between your angle of approach and your dynamic loft. The narrower that gap, the more you compress the ball and the more ball speed you create. What we're looking for with the mid-iron, like a 7-9 here, is about a 4/5 degree downward angle of approach. The launch angle to be around about 16, 17 degrees ideally. Now, most golfers that come into my studio that aren't elite players, their launch angles are in the 20s. So we're looking to reduce that. Most of the time their angle is increased because the club head overtakes the hands or their centers are too far back at impact. Today we're focusing a lot on how we can deliver this loft correctly through 3 or 4 great exercises and drills that really make a big difference to how you deliver that club. First thing I want you to focus on is what I call the drag. So take an alignment rod in your trail hand and try and drag it, really try and feel like you're going to bend this stick and move it through. So drag and then extend up. That drag action is keeping the handle a little bit more forward. As long as we keep connection and rotation, it won't make the ball go right and it won't make the club work away. It's de-lofting that club and compressing that ball so that we can get maximum distance and maximum compression out of it and ball and turf contact. So the first thing to do is just spend a few minutes just dragging the rod. You can do this in the house as well. Once we feel you've got that drag feel, grab your club and then hit a ball. Felt great. The second exercise is one I pinched off a friend called Andreas. And this is just a right hand only drill where we try and really feel we get what we call a little bit of this kind of change of direction in the wrists. And really feel then we try and keep the handle ahead of the club head through impact. It's great to do just as practice swings. Obviously the body's rotating and extending. Once you feel you've got it for practice swings, you can also try hitting some short shots and maybe even with a short club to get the feel of it transforming into a ball. What this really does is really focus on keeping that trail wrist into that extension angle as we get back to impact so that you deliver that club lagging behind the shaft and handle to reduce that loft through impact. It's a great feel. And again, you can do this by throwing some balls the same way if you find it too hard hitting golf balls with the club. But it's a great way of feeling what the trail wrist should be doing and the shaft and club head should be doing through impact. Felt really pressured. Great bit of ball and turf, but it really feels like you've got so much pressure and the ball went straight. So all those guys out there worrying about getting the handle forward and the ball going right, that's proof in itself that you can still square the club face up as long as, again, you have some rotation and you have some connection with the body. Let's check out the next exercise. Next exercise is really all about lead hand feels. And again, this is a drill. A lot of these drills I pinched over the years from various different coaches. This one's from Mike Bender. But you take your lead hand on the club and take your trail hand and put it underneath, just like this. So it's overlapping and wrapped underneath the lead hand. Then as you swing down, really pull the lead hand into a more flexed state, a more rotated state. And what that's doing again is de-lofting the club, keeping the club face square, and giving you the feeling of really flexing this lead wrist. So the trail hand's doing this, it's helping the lead hand out. You'll just see this. And again, this can be done practice swings only, and then go ahead and hit a few shots with it as well. And you really get a sense of, jeepers, that's a whole lot of flexion. That's a whole lot of change in that lead wrist. And the control on the golf ball, the feel of the golf club is unreal. Combine this with the trail wrist feels and you start to really get your hands educated at impact to really make a huge difference to contact and compression. The recommendation would be practice swing, maybe just a little shot. Don't worry about how perfect the strike is, but what you should see from it is really low penetrating shots. Again, don't try and hit it hard or far, just chip these away and you'll get a feel for what that is. Once you've done the practice swings for that exercise, then go ahead and hit a normal shot. The last exercise is ideal for home. Take a club, tape a tee to the club if you're a DIY expert like me, and get a cup, any kind of cup, a coffee cup. Place the cup on the floor. Set up normal, and what we're looking to do is that contact is deliver that tee into the cup. If we do that, that gives us the right compression. If I deliver this with the wrong compression, you'll see here how the tee peg points above the cup. So just simply practicing in the garden or in the lounge, getting that tee to get back in the cup every single time, and then working out what have you done to achieve that is a great way of feeling the dynamic impact position we're looking for, that compression. And as I said to you, you won't have ever felt compression like this until you do these exercises. And it's probably going to take you about 10-15 minutes to work through all these exercises. But you might well then find one that's your favorite that you go away and do mostly to really hone in your compression. So whichever one becomes your favorite, we would start to introduce something along those lines for your pre-shot routine. Then go ahead and hit a ball. Wow, just felt effortless at contact, but it really felt pressured, compressed. Those are the words I would use, and that's what this video is all about. How can we feel compression? How can we then transport it into golf shots within minutes? And that definitely improved my compression no end. And what I'd want you to do is feel that you're going to do those little rehearsals on the course where you might feel it's that kind of Mike Bender left-hand drill to really feel a club de-lofting while still hitting slightly down in the golf ball to get the perfect compression when you're hitting shots. That is the answer for me.